Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. I have a very quick project for you today. A couple of times I've posted videos for itty bitty bags and they've been really well received. Everybody loves them. They're so tiny and cute and very quick to make. And it occurred to me I have never done them as a boxy bag. So that's what we're doing today. This video is going to be an unlined project because we're using vinyl and leather, but you could easily make this using your regular quilting fabric as well. It's going to take you longer to watch this video than it will to make these tiny little itty bitty mini boxy bags. It's a mouthful, isn't it? So here they are. I had some really nice pastel samples of vinyl, so I've just made these tiny little boxy bags. Let's get straight onto it, shall we? Okay, to make these cute little boxy bags, we need one piece of vinyl only. So I've got 6 different colours here. The brightly coloured ones are all very lightweight vinyl, and this one here on the bottom is a very thin leather. For each of the bags that I'm going to be making, I've got one piece of fabric or one piece of vinyl, one zip, one small swivel clip. I've got one of these little zipper pulls that I like to put on the ends of my sliders, and we also need something to create a tab for the swivel clip, but we're going to use part of the vinyl. I'll set all of these aside, and the first thing I'm going to do is chop off 3/8 of an inch from one side, and this will be the tab that we use for our swivel clip. I'm going to fold that in half. Then I'm going to put my clip through both layers. So I've given it some extra strength with 2 layers of vinyl on each side. We can set that aside for later and get on to the rest of it. So I'm going to just cut off that 3/8 of an inch from one short edge of each of these pieces. Don't need that just yet. Let's grab our zip. I don't have anything shorter, so that's why I'm going with this one. I'll place the zipper tape with the teeth faced down over the top of the fabric. I'm not putting labels on these ones today because I think it'll detract from the cuteness of the little pouch, so I'm just going to leave them unbranded. I'm not going to be using double-sided tape either. I don't need it. So I'll sew from one side to the other, and then when I've done that, I'll flip it over and top stitch. Line up your presser foot with the ridge that you can feel along the zipper coil there, and we'll back stitch at the beginning and the end. Flip that zipper tape over and push that lining down, and we'll top stitch right across. Alright, let's do the other side. We'll bring this edge of the zipper tape up to meet the top edge of the fabric, line up the fabric or the vinyl on the side edges, and then slide the zipper tape up to meet the top. Double check that that's nice and even. We'll sew along there now, and once we've done that, we'll open the zipper up and we'll top stitch the other side. Open up the zip. And I've got to top stitch this side, fold that vinyl over, and I'll turn this around, and this time I'm going to sew from the other side simply because the opening of the zipper is here and it'll be easier to sew. We have a lot more room to stitch down here. As you come down to the closed end of the zip, manipulate your vinyl so that you can actually fold the edges over easily. And that's that done. That's the zipper installed. I'm going to take this tab and we want to put that at one end. But I think what I'm going to do first is secure this. I'm just going to stitch straight down the very centre of that folded bit of vinyl. I've taken my strip of vinyl, folded that in half and stitched down that long edge, just straight down the centre. I'm going to pop my swivel clip back over this, fold the vinyl in half, and before I can attach that to this side of the bag, I need to open the zip, grab some adhesive tape, hold this together on the outside of the bag, so what you're doing here is just making sure that these zipper teeth stay together for the time being. It'll help it sit more flat and evenly. At this point you want to make sure your zip is open. Let's turn this inside out. I'll fold this in half, find the centre, I'll make a tiny little nick at both ends, and where I've notched that out, I'm going to line that up with the centre of my zip. And I'll be doing that on both ends here. What I also want to do is take the side edge and fold that in, but I'm going to press this down, take a very small notch out on the top corner here and here, I'll just hold one side in place for the time being. So we've got our notches marked out on the side. Push that in. So that you create a kind of a pleat or a fold, and that notch needs to line up in the centre. We're going to fold that in 2 centimetres or 3/4 of an inch. So where you see that little fold on the edge here, that measures 2 centimetres in length from the inside out. Line up those edges, pop a clip in place, and on this side we'll do the same. So this notch here gets folded in, and keep that centered. And measure 2 centimetres, and we can clip that in place. So we've just got a little fold here, very much like what we do on the expandable shoe storage bags. On this side we'll do the same. I've got that little notch, fold it in. It doesn't even have to be exactly 2 centimetres. You might only want to bring it in halfway. And the other end. It's easy enough to measure just across the top. And once you're happy with that, we can clip that in place as well. So now that we've got those edges folded under, we'll go back to this end where the opening of the zip is. Grab your clip, and we're going to pop that inside, and this needs to line up with the centre of your zipper. So feed that in, and that's just going to sit evenly between those folds. We can take this to the machine and sew straight across here. I'm only going to sew about 1/4 of an inch, and same on this side. I'll triple stitch that whole section though. And then aside from trimming the zipper tape off, we'll be finished. So straight across, I'm doing the end that's got the tab first. Just make sure your swivel clip is sitting down here somewhere and not anywhere where you're going to be stitching. Flip it around and do it all again. The great thing about vinyl is that you don't have to worry about edges fraying, which means that we don't really have to line this. So now that that's done, all we need to do is trim off the edge of the zipper tape and any adhesive tape that you might have left on there. Open it up and turn it the right way out. You're going to have different types of box corners here, so you just want to bring the vinyl around. You can see that you're going to have a little triangle shaped fold on the end there. Push out those corners, close up your zip, and we're done. How easy was that? And all I need to do now is pop one of these little pull cord thingamajigs on. Too cute. Well, I've been a busy little bee this evening. I've made 7 all up, 6 of them in the past hour, so they're going to be a really good shop product for me, I think. Here's the finished bag. You've got the nice angled corners on the ends there, little zipper pull with the swivel clip. And as I was making these, I thought if you had even smaller fabric than this, you could make these puppy poo pouches. You can put an eyelet on the back. You can pull the disposable rubbish bags out through the hole. So they'd be perfect for puppy or doggy do bags, and even nappy or diaper bags as well. And for a baby's bag, they'd be perfect in these pastel colours. How cute are they? Didn't I tell you they were going to be quick? These are absolutely adorable. And you know, I've seen this method for the box corners before, and I wasn't really that fond of it, but it's actually really cute and so easy as well. Definitely much easier than the regular box bags that we make, but then that does help because this is unlined. But I do love these cute little boxy bags. I can see myself making a lot more of them. Nothing on the inside, no linings, bindings or anything like that. The vinyl doesn't need it. And it's a great way to get rid of really small scraps of vinyl or leather pieces. This is the one that I've done in leather. That looks all right as well, though I have to admit the vinyl was much easier to sew. I put the clock on when I was making these, and surprisingly I got to make 6 in under an hour. I think it was 54 minutes, something like that, and that included everything. Admittedly, the vinyl was already pre-cut, so I didn't have to do anything with that except to cut off that small piece for the tab. But 6 of these in under an hour, that's pretty good going. I'm going to put these in the shop for $10 each. That's Australian dollars. And normally I don't have to include the price of fabric because I get most of it for free. I did purchase these pieces a long time ago. To make 6 of the pastel ones, it cost me less than $10 in material. That included the vinyl pieces, the swivel clips, and the zips. So less than $10 in material, and then let's say an hour of my time. I'm in a transition period at the moment for my labour charge. I was charging myself out at $45 an hour, but I've been slowly increasing that to $60 an hour. So given that these take just under an hour to make 6 of them, $10 for each of these will give me a really good profit. It works out that I get about $50 all up for the labour and the material that costs $10. So 6 bags will give me $60. I don't think that's too bad at all. I absolutely love these. They're such cute little colours. I've got a ton of brightly coloured vinyl pieces as well. I'm going to see how these go in the shop. If they sell well, if people are interested, I'm going to make some more. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.